At this place in history, we're in Orwell with Steve Perkins, the executive director of the Vermont Historical Society. Steve, the place that brings us here is closed for the season now, but it's being opened up for a little while just for us.
Yeah, Mike. So we're here at Mount Independence. That's a state historic site managed by the Division for Historic Preservation. And yes, you're right. They've opened the museum up for us today. It is open year-round,
right,
so you can come visit. But Elsa Gilbertson, who's the site administrator, is going to give us kind of an overview of why is this important.
In 1776, in the spring, Americans were coming back from Canada. They tried to make it another colony, which didn't work out very well. So they were heading south on the lake, and the officers met at Crown Point, at that fort there, and they voted to take a stand at the strong ground opposite Fort Ticonderoga. The French had built it when their enemies, the British, were to the south. But in the American Revolution, the British were the Americans' enemy, and they were to the north. So the Americans needed something that pointed north. And this was a tall, mighty peninsula that was pointing exactly north.
And we've got this great painting behind us. North is that way.
That way, yes.
And south is this way.
Right.
And Fort Ticonderoga is behind you.
There's high cliffs, and the lake is all around it, so it was a very good defensive location.
We couldn't help but notice also, Elsa, another key defensive feature, that being the bridge constructed across the channel.
Colonel Jedithan Baldwin, he could see that it was important to build a bridge here. So in the early March of 1777, they started building it. So they built these log caissons on the ice, and they filled them with rocks, and then the caissons sank. They were just about finishing this bridge when in July of 77, when the British were getting mighty close down Lake Champlain, and so they had to abandon it. We have a couple of logs, and they're so big, and many of these caissons still exist under the water. There were at least 12,000 soldiers between the two locations here, and it was one of the largest population centers in America.
We're going to film some more segments, Mike. So we're going to talk about the people who built this fort and lived here, and we're going to talk about, what happened. What happened at the fort. But to wrap it up now, what can folks see when they come and they visit the mountain? Specifically, what would they see here in the museum?
Artifacts that were found during archaeological investigations. We have 6 miles of walking and hiking trails, one of which is handicapped accessible.
And so the museum is open seasonally,
yes,
but the grounds are open year-round?
Yes. When there's no snow, this is a good place to come in the off-season.
A short-lived Revolutionary War fortification at this place in history.